up, guys? Welcome back to Breakout Trading. Today is October 14th, Wednesday, and I'm back. So I know I said I would take the whole week off, but I felt like 2 days was pretty good, and it totally worked. My headspace today was incredible. I felt so calm and collected coming in today to trade, and we ended up making one really nice trade on Tesla. Making a net profit of $8 because I spent $2 in commission, $1 for the entry and $1 for the exit. So this is the trade here. Yeah, it was really nice. So I guess I'll just begin the little report card here like I do normally. So day 10 of the account, up $8. Execution today was 8 out of 10. Let's see if I can make this a bit bigger. Okay, so I wrote, it doesn't want to get bigger. I wrote, taking a few days off felt great. Today my emotions felt the best they've felt in a very long time. My headspace today was perfect. I did not make any mistakes like FOMO, chasing, or taking bad setups, etc. So, yeah, today I was zoned in. I just felt so good today. Calm, collected, like everything just how you want to feel when you're about to trade. Not any obligation to take a trade. I was just going to see what was in front of me and react accordingly, and that's what we did. There were two small caps that had big moves today, MDRR and IDXG, but instead of having like a nice trendy move, they kind of just exploded straight up on the open, and then both of them just kind of dropped like rocks. I did not chase either of them. That was pretty much the only way you'd be getting a trade on either of those, is if you just chased it. There was no steady momentum or low volume pullback or A+ setup, so I stayed out, and I have zero regrets doing so. So before I go over the Tesla trade, I'll just go over the two other runners today that I had on my little watch list. IDXG, this one kind of had a setup. Let me see if I can't show you the daily. This was the setup here. So basically this is the daily chart of IDXG. They had news today. What was their news? They had, I don't know, I said complaints not valid. I guess they had Interspace Biosciences says audit committee investigation finds billing and compliance complaints unsubstantiated. So whatever the hell that means, not really sure, it doesn't mean too much to me. But anyways, on the daily chart here, you can see it had a nice gap, and obviously that was the play here, is once it got past 476, you can see it pumped up pretty much perfectly to fill that gap, and then it sold off really strongly. And that's that play here that you can see. Also, I was kind of concerned because it was still below the 200-day moving average, and it was hitting resistance right here on it. So this is 518, and right here is the 200-day. So right here was coming off the 200-day and then pulling back, but it ended up making a bit of a range here, and then that's when I was watching it. Also, Mike was from TTG, but it kind of just popped and then dropped, so there was not much here, like not a strong stock by any means. So no regrets chasing this. There was the one setup, like I said, when it consolidated here above this high and went to go fill that gap, but like you had to be pretty quick, obviously, to have made anything there. And then MDRR absolutely ripped out of the gates today. But like I said, it basically just popped up, went right into a halt, resumed, and it just didn't look back. So the only trade that TTG made was he bought the drop here on this halt and then just sold on the pop, but it just wasn't really lining up for me. I'd like something that set up a bit more instead of just exploding out of the gates like that. Yeah, this is the daily chart here on MDRR. So it pretty much is like all-time highs way up here at $10, so I guess it kind of filled this gap here at $6, but it blew through every other resistance that I had drawn out earlier. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. But like I said, it just didn't really have any sort of trending move. You can see it just sold off hard here. And my guess is the next bounce, all the bag holders are just going to want to cut their losses. So I probably won't touch this thing. I'm not going to touch this thing. just not really the move I'm looking for. And I don't see any news on it either. Yeah, not even, it says not currently seeing company specific news. So it's got no news. I think it just ripped. It's low volume. Not something I want to really get into. So both of those I was proud of avoiding. Alright, and then now I will get into the Tesla trade. So I've been kind of stalking Tesla for a while. If you see here on the daily chart, you can see how obviously Tesla's an absolute beast. But you know, every time we have a bit of a consolidation like this, and then there's a break, you have a new move, and you can see that we've obviously had a very, very large bull flag consolidation. You can kind of see the 50-day acting as the rising support, and then you can see a bit of a bull flag formation here. So I was definitely anticipating some sort of breakout, and if I zoom in now on the daily, I'll actually do it up here, it'll make it a bit easier. Trade Zero has decent intraday charts, but the daily charts suck. So here's Tesla here on the daily, and I knew that as soon as it could get over this prior high here, so we had our, this is in the flag, so we had an all-time high, lower high here, lower high, lower high. So as soon as it made a higher high over these daily candles, I knew it would probably have a pop. So if you look, here's Monday and Tuesday, you can see that both of their resistance levels were right at the top of this, and then now today we've managed to flip that level to support. So if you go and look on like a 15-minute chart, you can see that right here you have that resistance, and then today we all day or all pre-market, you can see we were holding above that. So that indicated to me that it was strong, and that it was holding above these two resistances. So I knew I could use this level as my risk. So if it dropped anywhere below here, anywhere below this level, I would stop out. So that was my initial stop loss on it, and I ended up moving my stop loss up once I was in the trade. And then my target for that was this 462 area, which was this high of the, it's the second highest high before the all-time high, so I knew that would probably be a resistance level as well. So that is where that comes in. So yeah, anyways, in the morning I see that it's holding above that level, and then immediately on the open it just absolutely like drops a bit, clearly holds that level there, and then just explodes. And I didn't chase this at all, but what I wanted to do was buy the first pullback towards VWAP and low volume. And you can see that the whole EV sector in general is having a great day today, especially Tesla, NIO. I haven't really checked any of the other ones. Yeah, just Tesla and NIO pretty much. Workhorse kind of looks like it put in a double top here on the daily, so I'm not a fan of that. But anyways, I saw here that it was very strong, and I knew I was not the only one who saw this bull flag here on the daily, and I knew that on the first major pullback on the day, it would for sure, almost for sure, have at least a bounce. So I waited through this, and then right when it was in this area, I ended up putting up an order here. So this is a screenshot of my limit order. Limit order there at 454 for 3 shares, and my stop loss was down here at 448. And I know that's a very wide stop, but I knew that there would be tons of bids just layered above this 448 level. So if it really did break below this, I knew I was wrong, and I was willing to let it, you know, come down as far as 449, because I knew that this level was the area that needed to be held, and nothing above. So yeah, I had my limit order there for 454, and it ends up coming down right here. The low of this candle was 454.26, so I ended up missing my fill there by about 26 cents. And then as soon as I saw this doji get put in, this green doji right off VWAP, I knew it was going to go right. Yeah, right here. As soon as I saw this, the way the candle moved is it went, popped down, and then popped up like in a split second. And I knew right away that this was the pullback, and it wasn't going to get any lower than this. And if it did end up getting below VWAP, then it kind of becomes a little bit bearish. So at that point, I marketed myself in right here on this pop, 3 shares at 455.78, and you can see that it was a great entry. Obviously, I was not the only one thinking this plan. The volume spike came, and we had a great extension. And what this allowed me to do was have a very small risk. So right away, after this candle was printed, you could tell that this little 1 minute doji, that was kind of the level that needed to hold. So I immediately could throw my stop loss underneath that level and VWAP, so 453, and then my risk now was like, you know, a couple dollars, like I think $7. And my target, my original target was 461. I remember, like I said, just below that that daily level right here. This is 462, so I wanted to be a bit below that. And then, classic me, I always sell too early. I ended up just selling it right here when it made a new high of day. So we're above that. We're kind of holding above that high. You can see we're flipping it as support now. And it kind of just started grinding up a little bit, and I ended up selling right here at 459.15 because I was seeing on the level 2 some resistant or some stacked offers at the whole number of 460, and you can even see right now how we're having troubles getting back above that 460 area. So sold it there. Didn't stick to my profit target. So that's a -2 off the execution. And it ended up grinding, and then it had a huge drop. It made one last little attempt here, and then had a pretty big drop back down below VWAP, and now you can see we are curling back up, trying to get above that. This 460 area is clearly resistance today. But I'm kind of done trading because I knew that this was the initial momentum move with lots of morning volume, so I'm happy to just capture a bit of this move. I think I honestly captured one of the best bars other than the opening range breakout. So yeah, great trade. You know, decent profit, $8 compared to the account. That's not too shabby. And first day back, I'm glad I had good execution overall rather than making a ton of money. I'd rather just, especially after my last trading day, which was a complete disaster emotionally. Today I was very controlled, very traded like a sniper today. And now I'm just gonna take my money and go, you know, have the rest of my day. It's only been an hour and a half into the day, and this was an excellent trade that I'd been scoping out for a while, so I'm very happy to have capitalized on a bit of that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know why the VWAP always sticks up like that. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, everything I said I just wrote down here. Oh yeah, and I said remember to watch the SPY when you're trading high beta names, because unlike small caps, the SPY really affects these large caps. So for instance, on this drop right here, it started to drop right there at 10.26. If I go to the SPY also had a big pullback right there at 10.26. So you got to keep the SPY definitely on a much tighter watch while trading bigger names like Tesla and like, you know, the S&P. I don't even know if Tesla's in the S&P, but bigger names you got to keep an eye on the SPY for sure, rather than small caps. So yeah, guys, that's it. Small green day, $8. I'll be back for the rest of the week now. Break is over. Adios.